Well, good evening, guys. Here I am. Okay. I spent a good portion of the day watching Species in Blu-ray, and it's got Michael Madsen, Alfred Molina, Forrest Whitaker, and Marge Heldenberger, and of course Ben Kingsley. Probably a lot of you have seen it, but I thought I'd give you my take on it because I watched it, in the old days when I just had, before my brother bought everybody PlayStation 3s for Christmas last year, and then we all got U.D.s DVDs, and what a difference! I mean, just, you can't even explain the difference in the sound and with the surround sound and the forget me. And well, anyway, I was talking to Jack last night, and we were watching some special on I don't know, history or something. Something about the Apollo guys saw something out the window and reported it as it could be an alien space thing. And I said, well, that's probably what's going to happen. We're going to put enough junk up in the sky, every day. Every time we send up a shuttle, or we don't even hear about all the different rockets that go up just to put up satellites. Jeez, it used to be, for satellite navigation, you had 9 satellites. When I first started putting them in, when Magnavox said that it was the only ones that had them, there was only 9. We used to have to wait like 8 and 10 hours for a satellite to come up, for the machine to acquire it on a chart table, to get the captain to sign off on the thing after I installed it. Now you have a GPS in your car, and you acquire like 25 satellites. So my handheld, the one that went on the chart table cost $25,000. The one I hold in my hand cost, I think it was $300-400. The one that's stuck on the windshield, I got it for Christmas. I think it was like $400 or $500. Anyway, back to the story. Ben Kingsley has communications with extraterrestrials. They give him a formula for how to make a methane fuel very low cost, and so he just assumes that they're friendly. And in their message that the United States has sent out, it also sent out human DNA, and the extraterrestrials sent down eggs of their own, or DNA of their own, that we fertilized into, according to this story, into regular eggs. And one of them they let grow, and it turns out, just like when the movie starts, it's like a 4-year-old child or something, and in a few moments becomes like an 11-year-old child when they decide to gas the room, the space it's in, because they figure the experiment's gone bad and they really don't know what the hell they're doing. They're going to kill it. She breaks out, takes off. Then he acquires all these different people, one being a company man, a professional merc, a government merc, and one being a clairvoyant, one knowing everything about DNA and things like that, and one being like an astrophysicist or something like that, knows about ET, and they go out and they're going to find it and kill it. And all this woman wants to do is eat this. Well, I'm going to call her the hot chick, because until she like turns into this really cool. I mean, and when I saw it in the old days, you really couldn't tell that, what she looked like or anything. But now it was like she was in 3D on the screen when she turns into a monster at the end. It's nothing like a dark alien thing. You really see her well, and so she meets up first. Her first outing is I'm going to pass by all of her being on the train and being in a cocoon, and then coming out as a full-grown woman at about the age of 25 and all that stuff, and then going into LA and getting a motel, and then going to a club and picking up this guy, and they go back to his house, and then she finds that she has an instinct that he has a physical defect with him. It happens to turn out to be diabetes, and she says, just take me back to the club, and he says, oh no, you know what we came here to do. So she puts his tongue right through the back of his head and kills him. Which, by all rights, I think every woman should be able to do. If some son of a bitch says, oh no, you don't get to say no now, because no means no. Anyway, back to the movie. She's really smart, and she doesn't know why she's there. She, when she's in her human form, she's dreaming, and you kind of see that where she's from is like a planet of water, and the beast that she would normally be is like a beast that lives underwater and just has all these tentacles and everything that's floating around. In the dream, I'm imagining she's dreaming of where she actually is from. So she kidnaps this woman, and to figure out who she is, because she gets in a car accident, she gets healed, right? And she goes to procreate with this one guy in a hot tub, and he just doesn't want to do it that fast, and even in this day and age, and this old day and age, you didn't, jump into the rack right away without protection and stuff like that. So he goes back, and he gets killed. The people that are hunting her show up, so she doesn't have time to procreate with the guy. In the meantime, he doesn't really want to do it, so she just offs and turns into. It's the first time you kind of see her as the monster, but not really in full lighting and everything like that, But you see her face turning into like the monster. So they go back to this club where she had picked out this first guy to try and find her again. Lo and behold, she has figured out this plan. In the interim, she has hijacked this woman, and she wakes up the next morning, and she cuts off her own thumb and watches it regenerate right in front of her, and then cuts off the woman's thumb, obviously proving to herself that she's a different species, and what she's there to do is to have a baby, and then that baby, the whole idea is that any entity, like humans, feel that we own the planet and we have the rights to everything on the planet, where actually we don't. The planet will, soon enough, time, as far as time is concerned, goes by like that. We've only been here for a moment as far as time is concerned. And the more we infect the planet, the virus that we are, the sooner the planet will get rid of us. Just my take on that. Anyway, any entity that's brought into a culture, say the world, is going to become the dominant culture. It's going like the dinosaurs. The main dinosaur will always just kill off whatever other dinosaurs it needs to have the space and room it needs. This is the way humans do. So she finally, they go back to this club. They're waiting, and the one guy that's from Harvard, the super smart guy, he gets drunk on Long Island iced teas. So does the clairvoyant. So he's not really at his best as far as picking up that she's there in the hotel real quick and stuff like that. The super smart guy from Harvard, he goes up to his room and he's just horny as hell. And she's waiting there in the room, listening to how it's actually done, because the agent guy and the ET girl, they're doing it in the next room. So she's been listening to all this and kind of figured out, well, if I'm going to seduce the guy, you know, got to be a little more, got to be a lot less, you know, aggressive. So she knocks the guy on his back, and he's all happy if I slips his pants. I mean, she would have had her way with me in a microsecond too, you know. But it turns out that she turns right into the alien. You know, as soon as she finds out, she becomes pregnant instantly. She feels the life inside of her, and I guess when he felt the life inside of her, he must have shown fright, and like when you frighten any animal, it does what it needs to do to protect itself and kills it. She takes off. Now they're hunting her. They're hunting her through the sewers. They're coming up on the end of the movie. And the clairvoyant's, you know, picking up on it. And he's telling the people where to go. And Ben Kingsley doesn't want to listen to it anymore. He goes off on his own. He sees these bubbles in the water. Now, instead of just shooting down into the bubbles, you kind of look in there for a while. Boom, she comes up out of the water. Wham, kills him. He's floating in the water. Now she takes off, and she's in like a little cave off the side of the sewer, right? And she has the baby. And now they're following her through the cave. And the black clairvoyant guy, what's his name? Forrest Whitaker. He sees the baby. Now, who can just shoot a baby, right? But this baby, all of a sudden, a big long tongue comes out of his mouth, and he falls back, right? Now, in the interim, the baby's starting to figure out, because babies come from its mother with all of its smart DNA and just starts turning into the monster that it is. So Forrest Whitaker's just hanging there from a cliff, and Mom shows up. Now they've killed the baby, right? Mom shows up. She is pissed. She goes after Forrest Whitaker, and she's grabbing onto him. She's already had a hold of the agent guy, and with one of her tentacles, and he's cut off that tentacle, and the tentacles is flowing away to the side. This becomes relevant later. And you know, he's standing over Whitaker, and the mother alien has Whitaker by the feet, and she's gonna kill him for killing her baby, right? Now, normally an agent doesn't say anything before they kill you. They just, if they're there to kill you, they're gonna be as quiet as they're not gonna give a "you better watch it, you mother," yeah. They just, that's it. You're done. But of course, they had to have one of these in this story. So he kills the mother. Then they're all, let's get out of here. Thank goodness it's all over. Then it pans to a rat has found this little piece of tentacle, taking it behind a rock, and you figure it's eating. And then another rat shows up. Everyone has gone home, and they're all happy that the species is dead. Now, of course, leading to species 2, which is somewhere in my library of DVDs. It's not on Blu-ray. Another rat shows up, and the rat whips out a big long tongue, sucks the rat in and eats it like that, which the baby had done earlier in the movie. And that's my take on that. I know it weren't real long. I put up some of my little badges that I collected through the years from different ships I've been on from all over the world. There in that frame. And I will thank you all for your participation and catch you back on the tube. Hope you enjoyed that.